All right, not sure where to begin. So we have some original material here, which actually has held up pretty good for considering the age. The actual structure is original and is in decent shape. This 6x6 post here, it looks to be supported by, I guess, earth or maybe a block, and then the pad poured around it. As to where, when the beam started to fail, this piece that was added in is not tied in to the structure anywhere, nor is it tied into the concrete. It is just floating. One good little kick, and you could pop that right out. And then if you come over here, you can see the balusters on this railing are just a little off. Somebody didn't have a level. That post there is a good ways, and we will show you the strength of this. So here we have joist hangers for your stairs. So those are tied in to a couple pieces of 2x6 with some decking screws that are then tied into the outer cap here. So the entire stair structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 decking screws actually hold the entire structure together. And we have here a rise that is way too tall of a rise. And we have decking boards as handrails with the wrong angle cut on just about every piece of material. And it doesn't take much to wiggle the whole structure. They've actually put in a little block to the tree so that way this wasn't as noticeable. And then you have just more examples of someone that didn't quite know what they were doing. Again here. And then all of the pieces of material are not joined properly. Here's the repair there, and I don't know if you can see with me holding the phone, but the whole thing actually moved several inches. We have decking boards all over for our platform and our steps, but then when we come to our actual deck, we have 2x6s instead of decking boards. And the only thing I can figure is that this was to regain the strength that they have lost in the original structure. And there's about a 3-inch curve to the entire structure. If you take a look at the end of the deck down there, you will lose it in sight as I come down. So right about there is where you start to lose it. You can only see the middle, and then we're raising all the way down to here, so there's a pretty good bow across it. And none of the posts are actually tied in or anchored in any way with any form of bracketry, just a couple of decking screws. But as you can see, the band here is rotted, so these decking screws sank way in, and the rail itself is very, very, very weak. And looks pretty good from a glance if you didn't know what to look for, but you know, nothing is as it should be when it comes to geometry. And there's a corner post here, but our corner actually ends here instead of there. No post here. So the only thing supporting this section here would be a couple of screws, like an ingrained screw there and 2 ingrained screws there. And if you come over here to this column, we have tied in both railings with some 2x4s and some decking boards as handrails. And the support posts here have been tied in with, looks like maybe tile mortar. I don't think it's actually sanded brick mortar, but they're not anchored to anything that's actually holding it on there very well. We have two good anchors here that are in bricks that are not repaired, but these are all patched in, so you can actually wiggle it pretty good. And we will go around. You can see here, I don't know if the video would do it justice, but there's the curve. If you look at that beam right there, it's not straight. No anchoring there. There you go, there's one of those posts. There's no anchoring from the inside either. Just a few of those decking screws. And we have some form of electrical. Don't know what exactly, coming out of a crawl space vent. And another piece of electrical coming out of a crawl space vent. I actually followed this one and pulled it out of the flower bed here. We have a non-sealed box with some burial grade and a melted GFI. And we have a retaining wall here that's off by, I believe, 1.5 inches at the top, but then about 5 inches at the bottom. And there's that burial grade number 10. Oh, lots of little repairs on top of that.